Hello, my dear students. This is Mónica from El Blog para Aprender Inglés. And today I'm going to talk about 15 hacks to speak English faster. You're going to be surprised because this is not probably what you want to hear, okay? But it doesn't really matter because I think it's going to be good for you. Perhaps you're going to hate me, but I don't really care because if it is good for you, that's what I want. Okay, let's do this. Everyone is looking for hacks to learn English faster. This method, this test, I go with this academy, whatever. The truth is that most of these hacks don't really work. And you know why? They don't work because to learn English is a process that takes time. Because you have to learn many words, thousands of words and structures. And you have to learn the words and sentences. That's how it is. So, it's very difficult to change that. And the only thing that you can change really is your attitude. And I'm going to speak about that, about changing your attitude. So, these are 15 changes in attitude that will make you progress much faster with the English language. Okay? If you have the right attitude, you will move mountains. And if you have the wrong attitude, you'll never have a decent level of English. That's the truth. Okay, number 1, stop complaining. Everybody complains, oh, it's so difficult. The truth is that it has never been better to learn English. There are so many resources, teachers, academies, everywhere. You only have to choose. And if you choose the wrong one, you just choose again until you find the right one. And that's very good because there's so much in offer. So stop complaining. Number 2, accept it. This is going to be a long distance race. And you are going to sweat. You're going to sweat a lot to have a decent level of English. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you are going to get where you want to be. Okay? That is to have a high level of English, not a low level of English. Okay? Number 3. If you don't like English, you must try to like it. You must look for excuses to like it. Like get a native speaker or a girlfriend or boyfriend that forces you to speak English. Okay, maybe not native speaker, but from another country. Or, for example, go on a trip where you have to speak English. Or look for that desire to learn about other cultures. The reason is because if you don't like English, it's going to be a torture to do it every day. And it's much better to like it, okay? Now, 4. If you have been trying to learn English for a long time and you still don't have a very good level, don't blame others for that failure. It's your responsibility. It's not your parents, it's not your neighbor, it's not your colleagues. It's your responsibility. If you blame others, the problem remains unsolved and you don't take the reins of your life. You have to take the reins of your life and say, it's my problem, my responsibility, and I will solve it. That's the right attitude. Okay? So you look for all the things that you have to do, you look, you ask around, and you solve your problem. Number 5, get to know yourself. Self-awareness is very important. So, for example, if your ear is not good, you look for the methods or the ways, you ask around how to improve your listening. Okay? If you're not good at memorizing, the same. Look for techniques or people that can help you. The better you know yourself, the better you're going to be able to learn anything, not only English. So please know yourself. Number 6, don't be lazy. Nobody ever got anywhere sleeping, watching films, or playing video games. Okay, you can do that, but there's a time for everything. You must put English as a priority in your life. So first is English, then you do the other things. If you don't do that, that is laziness and that is lack of commitment. Okay? Don't be lazy. Number 7, do not be mediocre. When you are mediocre is when you say, okay, I'll get by with a few sentences. No, you need to master the language. If you're going to get a job or you want to get a promotion, it's not enough to know a few sentences. You have to master the language, so don't be mediocre. Number 8, do not fool yourself. Self-deception is the worst kind of deception. When you say to yourself, oh, nothing bad is going to happen, everything is okay. No, sir, something bad is going to happen because you're not going to get that job. You're not going to be promoted. You're not going to reach your goals. So don't fool yourself. See the reality like it is, okay? Number 9, get organized once and for all. Get your agenda, write down your to-do list, and there include always an activity in English every day. And if that means getting up earlier, 1 hour earlier, or because you have to study, or going to work with your podcast here, listening to English, or having a Skype lesson at 9 p.m., you just do it. Number 10, work on your fears. If you're afraid to speak English, get in front of a mirror and speak a few sentences. Master those sentences, repeat them over and over again, and then try to say them to a friend or to an acquaintance, then to a teacher, then to a group of people. You have to work on your fear. For example, I was terrified to drive in Madrid after I passed my driving test. And what did I do to overcome the fear? Well, I just tried to start the car uphill. And I went there at 7 o'clock in the morning on weekends. And I did it over and over again until I was able to start the car without any fear, without any problem. And a difficult situation, okay? Because I was always, in my case, it was always stalling. The car was always stalling because I didn't know how to start the car uphill. So I overcame my fear. But if I had turned a blind eye and I would say, no, well, I'll do it later, I'll get it over, I would be very unhappy because I will depend on other people to move around Madrid, and that's not what I want. Okay, so if you don't want to be always depending on other people to communicate in English, well, start working on that so you get it over, okay? Number 11, seek inspiration from those who succeed despite all difficulties. This is very important. To have a good mentor is just as important as to have a good teacher. And the good thing is that you can find these mentors online, and many of them are free. So it's just look for them and you'll have more energy, more inspiration to do what you want to do. Okay? Number 12, stop hanging around with negative people. Nothing good came out of negative people or negativity, thinking that you're too old to learn or thinking that you cannot do it because you're not good enough or whatever. No, that doesn't work. Forget about negative feelings and negative people. Get away from that. Number 13, celebrate your little triumph in English. In English, it's very difficult to have big victories. You only have little triumph, like knowing better 2 words or speaking 30 seconds to a native. Those are little triumphs, but for you are big victories. So in order to get motivated, think of them and think, oh, it's good that I did this today. I succeeded doing this or doing that or whatever, no? So that is very important. Succeed, or think of the little triumph as big victories, okay? Number 14, do not look for excuses. Are you waiting for the perfect time to learn English? That's an excuse. There won't be a perfect time. The perfect time is now. Okay, so start right now and forget about the excuses, because the excuses won't get you anywhere. Okay? Now, whether you like it or not, speaking English is not a sprint. It is more like running a marathon. So get in the marathon. Now, number 15, forget the miracles and the hacks. The only thing that works is hard work and persistence. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to work hard and to be persistent. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye bye.